combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best.
Any other regrets?
The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia or that president will
feel with a profound sense of gratitude and humility. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve as your president and commander-in-chief for the past 6 years. Together, in 2018, we embarked on a journey to build a united, peaceful, and prosperous Liberia. And I am deeply thankful for the trust and support you have bestowed upon me and my administration during my tenure. As we navigate the complexity of governance, your partnership was instrumental in the development and implementation of policies and programs that aim to bring progress and development to our great nation. Reflecting on the accomplishment of these 6 years, let me tell you that I am proud of what we have achieved together. We have built roads, supported free wires and free tuition at high schools and public universities, stabilized the macroeconomic challenges we face in 2018, built hundreds of pro-poor housing units, and achieved on so many fronts that we are able to list here today. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement, and perhaps more could have been done under different circumstances. Regrettably, some of the long-term projects we initiated did not reach completion during my tenure. I am hopeful that the incoming administration will carry the torch forward and bring these initiatives to fruition for the benefit of all Liberians. Fellow compatriots, rumors, and misinformation have played a large part in our politics over the last 6 years. It is my hope we as a country will overcome this challenge over the next 6 years. To begin this, we must start with the facts of the transition. I must report to you that we are leaving behind a better economy than we inherited. Today, President-elect Joseph Nima Bouaka will inherit a stronger economy than I inherited. There is a bigger net international reserve position than was handed me in 2018. I inherited 94,999,000 United States dollars in net international reserves. And I am handing over to the next administration a net international reserve position of 222,700,000 United States dollars. This is 136% increase in the net international reserve position. The total cash balance in the government's consolidated account is United States $40,044,365.90. In 2018, my government inherited a consolidated cash position of $7 million United States dollars. The next administration thus has more resources to deal with emergency macroeconomic challenges than my administration had at its disposal in 2018. My fellow citizens, through our time together, I held still fast to two cornerstones of leadership: keeping the peace and upholding the democratic process and the root of our democratic journey. I am immensely proud that during my tenure, Liberia remained at peace itself and at peace with its neighbor. Our armed forces, the force of good, will never turn against our own people, and external actions were confined to international peacekeeping mission under the sustained by our own domestic resources. It's a testament to the maturity and strength of our nation. We protected the inalienable rights of every Liberian citizen as enshrined in our constitution. Freedom of speech, assembly, and expression were not only preserved, but celebrated. There were no political prisoners or prisoners of conscience during my entire term, a testament to the development of strong now Bill has trusted and credible. Liberia is I want to thank all Liberians, regardless of your political affiliation, for staying the course and helping build a stronger and more vibrant nation. As I step aside as president of Liberia, I will remain actively engaged with the politics of the country as standard bearer and political leader of the Coalition for Democratic Change, the CDC, in order to ensure the continuation of our strong and vibrant democracy. I therefore urge you, my fellow citizens, to continue to be law-abiding and seek peaceful means to resolve differences, embrace tolerance and dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us remember the strength of our unity, the resilience of our democracy, and the hope that lies in the future of Liberia. As we welcome a new era, let us move forward hands in hand with a shared commitment to building a united nation that will continue to strive on observing the tenets of democracy and adhering to the rule of law. May God bless you all, and may God continue to bless the Republic of Liberia.
Those who vote speech in inauguration with everybody comes. We are rejoicing over the defeat of the old regime. We are rejoicing of the effort to bring a new regime. They will say that with happiness. We will write paper for that 79-year-old man. He is struggling to be, and he go there.
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public office? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries. But there was a conscious decision on the part of those.
So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, you have a good heart. Everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him pamper. Every day I gotta buy a pamper. There's a man who bought me pamper before. I'm buying pamper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said, he said, when you run for one term, he himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find somebody else. These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Parker, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding the end, you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy him paper. There's a man who bought me paper before. I'm buying him paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he himself said it. He said, when you run for one term, he himself said it. I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest. Find somebody else.
And dialogue. Let us love one another and come together as one people, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let us.
Resulting only the defeat of the old regime. We are resulting of the effort to build a new regime. Then we'll sit down with happiness. We will write paper for that 79-year-old man. He's talking to me. You go there, I will tell you that the shop. I will tell you else. I will bring one for you. Because you think one for you,
When you elect a clown and you think that he will be a king, what he does is to convert the kingdom into a circus. This is what we must deal with, and this is what we must say. Who do we elect into our public offices? Because, as I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize our potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those individuals and the followership. We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say, release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence, 30 years, prosecutor. He, Crane, unlawfully unsealed the court's sealed indictment to his handlers, senior U.S. government officials at the U.S. Embassy in Freetown, and was never held to account. The rest of the operational team are Colonel Brandon Hollis, Defense Intelligence, CIA, U.S. Air Force, Senior Trial Counsel, and now prosecutor. James C. Johnson, U.S. Army expert, 20 years, unconventional and special operations, Chief of Prosecutions for the SCSL. Alan White, 30 years, Defense Intelligence, recalled from retirement to head up investigations at the Special Court of Sierra Leone. Stephen J. Rapp came on board as chief prosecutor for a short time of experience from Capitol Hill, where he served with the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee sometime before. It came as no surprise to me that as a reward of sorts for Stephen Rapp's diligence in the execution of U.S. foreign policy objectives through these ad hoc tribunals, he was appointed U.S. Ambassador at large for war crimes issues. In support of the contextual framework of politics, on February 8, 2006, Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, prosecutor, appeared before a U.S. Congress Subcommittee on Africa, Defense Exhibit D-404, and spelled out in clear terms the decision taken in support of regime change in Liberia and what needed to happen to solidify that process. There was little mention, if any, in his testimony about Sierra Leone. And here is what he said. I posit that 5 years from now, when the international community is challenged by other crises, Taylor in Calabar, under the protection of Nigeria, will make his move. We will wake up one morning and watch on CNN as Taylor rides triumphantly down the main street in Monrovia to the executive mansion, daring all of us to come and get him. Unless he is handed over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone, this scenario is not out of the realm of possibilities. He then asked, how do we assure Liberia's future? And he answers that. Ultimately, he says, what we do about Taylor in the next several weeks will determine the fate of Liberia and the new administration of its president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Crane then sets out several plans, two of which I'll state here. He said, first, hand Charles Taylor over to the Special Court for Sierra Leone for a fair trial, his kind of trial. This takes him out of the local and regional dynamics that is West Africa. Second, tie any financial and political support to good governance in Liberia. Time does not permit, but the exhibits are present. Not even the Nigerian nation was spared from threats and intimidation, as explained by Femi Kayode, press secretary to President Obasanjo, the Nigerian head of state, who was with him in Washington when President George W. Bush promised, and I quote, to bring Nigeria to its knees if Taylor was not turned over to the Special Court. And what happened? Obasanjo buckled and capitulated. Now, this demonstrates the significant pressure that was brought to bear on President Obasanjo, irrespective of his personal and leadership obligations to the West African sub-region. And therein lies the dilemma for current African heads of state and government, but how to enter into binding commitments and obligations with the African pairs and remain steadfast, resolute, and unyielding in their fidelity to those agreements in the face of such unrelenting and punishing pressure from powerful Western.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your stomach. Stop slipping. Flip your hands, flip your hands, flip your hands, flip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. You gotta wake up some more, yeah? Let's go. The people lost us. The government trick us.
Oh yes, and I always told the story which come from a parable while growing up somewhere in Tottenham Bread. When you hear the old people telling you a child that says his mother will not sleep he too will not sleep.
Frustrate us.
When the baboon ready to die,
You alive.
it no longer hears the sound of the whistle. That's the whistle.
You screw us.
And they will conclude by saying, a hint to the wise is enough for correction. It's enough to rethink. Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to those of you in the diaspora, our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. This is Freedom Hard Talk. This is Freedom FM. This is 87.9. And we are here tonight again to discuss the issues. Too many issues, too many controversies, too many inaccuracies in the government.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation. You got nothing to show. Nothing.
The big news in country, for those of you who may not have heard, is that there was a physical clash between the Liberian National Police and the Armed Forces of Liberia. Or we can qualify it by saying there was a clash between a group of police officers or a group of individuals from the Liberian National Police or armed, and a group of officers, a group of men from the armed forces of Liberia. A police officer sustained injury. Again, first it was on the weekend, last weekend, and then the next officer was it was on the Monday after the Fadika brothers beat, insulted, humiliated, intimidated, and brutalized a police officer. On last weekend, on Monday, some police officers again manhandled, brutalized, disgraced another officer of the Armed Forces of Liberia. That was on Monday. And on today, very shortly before coming on the radio, gallant men from the Armed Forces of Liberia trooped into the ELWA junction and there was a clash between the police and those men from the military. You did until now I saw a police officer deeply injured.
My people don't want to work.
And he's being attended to at a local health center. What is going on within our country? Senator James Barney is crying. He's concluding that Joe Barker does not have the span to take political or decisive decision that will boom the economy. Creighton Duncan is also describing the House of Representatives as a place of crazy people or mad people or unserious people. As Joe Barker issues executive order on firearms registration, the government is bringing in experts to validate their assertion or their report in the fire incident at Capitol Building. So they say after doing everything, they're now bringing in what they call experts to validate their allegations. We are being told that 17 members of the Liberian Senate have signed a joint resolution calling for the removal of the president pro tempore of the Liberian Senate, Yomli Kanga Lawrence. They say, we do not want you again to be our pro tem. We do not need you to be our pro tem. If you cannot resign, we, the 17 members, will not sit on your gavel. We have spoken to lawmakers, including senators. None of the senators we spoke to have denied the allegation of the news that 17 members have signed a resolution calling for the removal of the pro tem. All of them just laugh on the phone. My man, me, as far as I'm concerned, I have not signed. For whatever the case is, this is the country we have under Joe Bwaka. Military versus the Liberia National Police. Where is Liberia heading? These plus many other conversations tonight on the Hard Talk. Our producer will play for us tonight a couple of audio recordings and video recordings when the Minister of Justice told you that more and more Liberians are taking the laws into their own hands because of the lack of trust and confidence in the justice system. You are now beginning to realize for yourself what is happening. To the extent that the military will say, you know what, this nonsense is enough. Let's move into Pinzio and take decisive action. Because it's been 4 days since our men were humiliated and beaten. The government has not said anything. This is disrespectful. Not even the police has said anything. And so let's move into the nearest point and send a message, a decisive message to the government that we as the military, we are not afraid, but we are tolerant. We are not scared, but we are being professional. But the fact that the government is tight-lipped on the manhandling of 2 of our officers, we must send a decisive message to Joe Bwaka and his useless and lawless government. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia of Omen Sayo, and it is in partnership with Radio Entertainment Liberia, our partner that gives the cash. And tonight they say we should pay $20,000, but if you play, if you don't play, you don't win. If you play, you will win. The short code is *79 *70#. Just for $200 Liberian, you stand a chance of winning $20,000 Liberian tonight. Just have $200 Liberian on your mobile money account, and that's *79 *70#. Again, have $200 Liberian on your mobile money account, and dial *79 *70#, and follow the instructions. Once you do that, it takes you to 2 options. Option number 1 will be asking you to play in the US dollars, and option number 2 will be asking you to play in Liberian dollars. Whichever option you enter, whichever option you select, you send, and you enter your mobile money password. Very shortly, we'll go to our Facebook Live to welcome all of you who've joined us tonight on the show, and then we'll move into our discussion. A lot to talk about tonight, a lot of references to make tonight on the show, and so it requires enough time. Let's take this break from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. When we come back, we welcome all of you and run into our discussion. Again, we're paying $20,000 tonight on the show. All you have to do, make sure you have $200 Liberian on your mobile money account. That's *79 *70#. Again, that's *79 *70#, and send. Select option number 1 if you want to play in US dollars, and you select option number 2 if you want to play in LD. Whichever option you select, you send and you enter your mobile money password. This break from our sponsor, Crumb Stopper Liberia. My name is Austin Kawa.
A mission, your intention to the nation. Oh, you got nothing to show. Nothing.
Musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand for the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human talking, enemy you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. My part of report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is a community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety.
Okay. Thank you so much, OMSM Zion. There, but I'm not too sure. The state actors are taking this message into consideration. Ralph Cooper has joined us tonight from Denver in the U.S. Domo Love Domo is joining us tonight from Johnsonville. Venetia's Junior Bar from New Kutan. Josh Watkins Jr. is following tonight from District Number 3 in Masuralo. Mohammed Bar from Broadview City. Stanley Anderson is joining us tonight. From Cinco, Emmanuel Bro is joining us tonight. From the U.S., Abraham C. is joining us tonight from Clarendon. Taro Gona Jr. from Springfield Community in Cinco. CDC Pape Success Keita is joining the show tonight. William W. Wulu for Long Mame is joining us tonight from Upper Cardwell. Charles Freeman is following the show from Magibi. Samuel Kofi Woods Jr. is joining us tonight from Benson Street in Cardwell. Okay. Julius is also following us tonight. Julius Kennedy from Tinker's Village. Chelsea King is joining us tonight as well. Councillor Chokon Sewani is joining us tonight from Magibi, from Habel Magibi. Let me say Habel Magibi, Grand Bassa County. Council, where you from now? Anyway, I see Bassa Terrain. Charles Gray is joining us tonight from Cardwell Coffee Farm. Our man Charles Freeman is following from Kakata City. Linda Roseland from is joining us tonight from somewhere. Abu Bakr Sharif is joining us tonight from Vata. Linda say AFL all the way. Congratulations. Mary Tule is joining us tonight from New Georgia Estate. Bobby Lake is joining us tonight from somewhere around. Mawata Belity has joined us. Alaska P from India. Agatha Glasgow is following from RI Tingers Village. Duarte is joining us tonight from Minnesota. Ruben Kane is joining us from Gandasville. Fazari, Shetton, Chelsea. Yaya Kumar is joining us tonight from Grand Cape Man County. James C. Edis is joining us tonight from Brooklyn Park. Our testimony busy is following tonight from Fendia community. Tue Macaulay is joining us tonight from somewhere around. Miriam Fly is following tonight from Broadville, somewhere near the ocean. She says Tue Macaulay. Okay, all of them are all joining us tonight. Malie Duarte is joining us tonight from Johnsonville. Morris Yinator, T. Hustin, Yeman, Watkins, Murphy are all joining us tonight. Kadiatu, Fortune, God, Divine, Grace, Jojo is joining from AB Tobot Road. Wellington Beji is joining us tonight from Riverside County. Charlotte Horace, Katiadu, Fortune, all of you who've joined us tonight. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, and today is the 26th of February. And there are a lot of you celebrating your birthday today. We'd like to say happy birthday to all of you born in February, including our own Betty. Betty Sapla is celebrating today. We say happy birthday to all of you. Okay, so let's move into our conversation quick. Our producer will cue in. But first, let me play you a couple of recordings, and then we can move on to something else. I'm on air. Okay, so let's play you these recordings. Listen to. This is how we started to receive the information today. This recording. So listen to those of you. Listen.
Yeah, W also down. Police people, AFL people fighting the whole street. Also down, yeah. They coming for each time on why coming. Because the AFL people go regroup themselves to come back for the police people. Information and can feel your soul. Yeah, W Junction. Here W Junction also down as we speak. Police and AFL people fighting. The government are the voter for the people they fighting among themselves. Yeah. The police also protect us that they won't fighting so. Oh, when we reach my house, fine. Yeah, okay, they shop yeah, 2 hour traffic, our friend. So I think I think coming. But I think picture will be up on the internet, know that bring people that they put around.
So tonight we're spending all of our time to talk about this incident that transpired today because we want to exhaust on this topic. We established contact with LOSAS, the police authority. Nobody is willing to speak at the moment. We're told that our consultations are ongoing. As well as from the military, the matter has been declared a national security issue. A national security emergency. We're told that there should be a national security meeting, an emergency one ongoing that is scheduled for tonight or early tomorrow morning. If there's a conclusion, we'll break the news to you before the show ends, regarding that issue. So that's how serious it is. So nobody is talking now, but we established contact with the two sides. Now, let's listen to these recordings. Kuso play. Oh God, James, I mean, yeah. what would we get used to call to James and calling him Kuso? Yeah, Kuso been off for so take our time with my man James. So just be yo. Well, I'm calling the man Kuso, the man give me laugh. So James, play the these ones from the public, the audience. Yeah. So James will cue these recording tonight. We are not many, those of you watching, so we'll play and we'll run the show equally. There are many. Okay, play this one. Yes, that's how. Yes, that's one. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's up, man.
Oh, no sound. What's
up, man?
No sound.
What's up, man?
For those of you watching, you see the fellow there who is being named is trying to claim that he is a military personnel. That was on Monday. That was on Monday. What you watching happened on Monday? He had a post in the airport guy. They identify him as the airport officer. He could take ID card. See what they do? The police officer. What they do to him? After the man just take ID card to him. Those of you watching? See what they do to him? You can hear the people in the car. They say, "What's up, man? The men are police. I mean, the men are airport man." See what's happening? Those of you watching? I said that airport man. Not just that, but they handcuff him. After they succeeded in overpowering him and placing him in the pickup, while in the pickup, they handcuffed him. See how his phone are opening up on him. That's a fire moment. So let's go to another video, people. They're using it anymore. So, so James O'Q, the other video while we James Q the videos from all the video played in succession from ELWN today. You play anyone. The last one where they were booing the police officers and cheering the military will be the last video we're going to play. Those are the citizens. Those are the citizens. Those are the citizens cheering the arrival of the military. We want army. They are chanting, "We want army. We want army. We want army." The next one. The next one. Those are civilians chanting, "We want army. We want army. We want army." Those are civilians chanting. But before the police, I mean, the So what transpired today is we're told that today's incident, there was a motorbike routing towards from ELW towards town. On the motorbike, the police were there enforcing the no-go zone. And the story is told that on the motorbike was a passenger. And the passenger was an AFL personnel. We are told by eyewitnesses that the AFL personnel in question stopped the motorbike, identified himself, but the police insisted that they were not giving courtesy to the military personnel on the motorbike. And they started to apply aggression as the story is told. They were being aggressive, and so the AFL guy, I'm told, decided to call for backup. And that's how those guys went on the scene, and then they went in rescue defense for their colleague. He complained. We're told that he was assaulted by police officers. They tried to forcibly, pull him off the motorbike. Even when he was identifying himself, they were trying to use force to pull him off the motorbike. And so he decided to call for backup. And the backup came, and the incident that happened today, which I'm going to play you some videos. Now, before I play you these videos, I'm going to play you an audio as well from the Minister of Justice. when he said more and more Liberians are taking the laws in their hands because of the lack of confidence and trust in the justice system. So now we're not going to hurt our head. We just preach tonight. We're going to preach tonight. We're going to deliver our first political sermon of the week on the show tonight. Those who have ears will hear. Those who have ears will hear. Where is this audio? So, James, can you play me in the last video? The last video. Can you play me that last video? So the military is about to use this thing. And civilians are camping. Civilians are cheering for the military. You have seen a video where they were doing the police? You see the citizens celebrating the arrival of the military. They're wrapping the vehicle of the military. They took off their shies, those young exuberant brothers and sisters. Remove their shies to wipe the vehicles of the military as they boo the police. You see them boo the police. And along the deputy chief of staff of the armed forces. Two senior officers. They are clapping for the military and booing the police in the presence of the police inspector general. If you are not watching, what is happening? Please see the video where they're booing the police. So in this video, those of you watching and those of you listening to the radio, the video we're about to play, you hear that? Roll. They are calling the police roll. Roll. Boom. That's what they're saying. You see them? You see the police officers in the picture? I wanted to pick up, right? Yeah, I wanted to pick up. This is Deputy Police Inspector General of Operations Task for Official Vehicle. The police officers and the citizens are in close range to them, and they are bringing them and calling them roll. Bring them. Those of you who are not watching. All these things happening tonight. They fire the camera on the radio. Police officers are being booed. They're being booed. They're being told roads. Motorball road. Road. You hear that? We're setting the basis of our conversation, so we're not leaving anything out. Yeah. Let me turn from the police now to the military side. You want army. So you see the vehicle? that the deputy chief of staff of the working the deputy chief of staff vehicle with their chest. See them on the road, taking off their shirts and wiping the vehicle of the deputy chief of staff in the presence of the police. Is the two person go somewhere to go have meeting? They put chase one, they put chase you out and they embrace. People reject you, then they embrace me. That was the case of police in the military today. Then they turn to the police. Whoa. Now, since James Barney and the rest of the other folks were having conversation about the economy, we are going to sustain every conversation about that tonight and have a conversation about that tonight. Let's keep talking what happened today. What happened today? This advantage going on. Thank you, James. The voice I'm about to play you is the voice of the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia. I need you to listen to him keenly.
Let's be reminded that each of us was Supreme Court that judge and magistrate found the attorney prosecutor, public defendant, civil solicitor, defendant of plaintiff, counsel, or attorney general. We are known for our moral code of professional ethics. Our own lawyers that Bureau of strive to. Responsibility to deliver justice.
Our justice system has a responsibility to what? Deliver justice. Therefore,
authority demands and accept the record of all those who are part of the system, whether they are judges or lawyers. In our various capacities, we must remember that lawyers liberty, the pursuit of happiness, protection of property, through legal processes, and the dispensation of justice requires the utmost professional standards from each of us. We have seen in our society
in our society the level of distrust.
And being communicated about legal practitioners. And we have shown that more and more Nigerians are taking about their own hands.
He said the level of distrust has been communicated to them as legal practitioners. It has turned out that more and more Liberians
of lack of confidence and distrust of our legal system.
That is the Minister of Justice. He made a statement in the presence of all the lawyers in our country at the just ended bar convention in Ganta. He made that statement. When he came back, he rendered an interpretation of the Supreme Court's opinion in the Capitol building incident that today causing the problem that we have in our country. Because the Senate said we are doing business with the so-called majority bloc on the basis of the interpretation of the opinion of the Supreme Court by the Minister of Justice. Not that. I want to read. There are screenshots that I'd like you to screen to Q because we'll soon I'll send them to you or I'll send them all to you. I want to read for you a reflection of what Councillor Kofa posted a couple of months ago when this whole thing started. And I hope I can get it from here. Sure. He said on December 22nd, Councillor Kofa posted, he said, when they were illegally removing the speaker Many in the political class said, the political class, I'm referencing this because this is going to be the context of our conversation. Many in the political class. So I want you all under my voice to write down or remember political class. A political class, political alliance has gotten us to where we are tonight. That the police and the military are at each other's throat. So I want you to record or write down political class. This is going to form the basis. Because this has gotten us to where we are tonight as a country. He said when they were illegally removing the speaker, many in the political class said it is a numbers game. Leave the legality. Leave the legality. Mama, anything that legal thing, that political theater here, we can do anything. Even if it violates our law, we can do it. It's a political theater. And those in the political class then were the ones heralding this particular idea. That this is a political theater. Let's violate the laws. Let's do anything we want to do. Let's behave reckless and careless. Nothing will happen. Will happen. And some of us are saying, hey, the beginning of lawlessness is starting from within the house. It will spill over to the executive and then the larger society. But you did not listen to us. So you see the relationship with why I went to this post done by Councillor Kofa, because we predicted today's incident. We predicted today's incident. When nobody can go anywhere for justice, they found justice by themselves. And finding justice, even the citizens to find justice, to get justice by themselves, will lead into chaos. And when the situation gets chaotic, we might run back into civil unrest. That's why we are not supposed to compromise justice for anything. We are not supposed to compromise our laws for anybody. For anybody's taste. Especially somebody's political taste. We are not supposed to do so. But let's go ahead. He said, number again, leave the legality. It's political. Move on. Now they have illegally seized the salaries and benefits of their colleagues and staff during Christmas season. Is this the numbers games too? To not pay the staff whom they believe did not support their illegal acts. Is this a numbers game too? Scores of families are without Christmas. Let's leave that up. Then he says, it reminds me of the poem at the Holocaust Museum. Here's the poem. He said, first, they came for the socialists, and I did not speak out because I was not a socialist. Then they came for the trade unionist, and I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. Then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me, because they did not know that they were coming for him. But to get him, they have to get other people. They have to get people from around him, clear people from around him, because when you leave people around him and go for him, those people will speak, will stand up to the oppressors. So what we do, let's go for the people around him. And if he does not say anything, we'll get those people. Then he becomes vulnerable, we go for you. The case with Yomlikanga Lawrence now in the country. The case with the police. the case with Joe Barker, the case with this with some UP people. The Fadiga book started in this country, people violated all of our laws, including Joe Barker, TNU laws, just everything. As a declaration law, Barker violated everything. One group of people were speaking and the other group did not speak because it did not affect them. They were not either socialists or trade unionists, or they were not Jews, so they did not speak. When it came for them, then they say, people should talk. This is unfair. The case with Yeke. When Yeke insulted George Weah and everybody in the country, they clapped their hands and sung songs for Yeke. Today, and Yeke was a hero yesterday, because Yeke's attitude or utterances were not directed to them, the trade unionists or the socialists or whosoever. So they did not bother. Today, Yeke is coming for them now. There's no one left to talk for them. Then they say, Yeke rule. You expel him. They take his drilling machine and drilling his car. Funati was speaking wisdom. He wrote wisdom, and people did not see that coming. And this post is going to haunt us in a long, distant future. Because they will come for you one day, and there will be nobody left to speak for you. Because you did not speak for others, and they took them, and you were left alone, and no one will be there to speak for you. Now, James, cue Lehman Bowie. Let's start with Lehman Bowie. A screenshot is there. For those of you watching, Lehman Bowie, she has a screenshot there. So let's cue her first. See what she wrote today. Yeah, far, go. Okay. Yeah, I think that should be it. No. Okay, let's read that one first. Let me read that one. All the screenshots. Let me read that one. Now, Reverend Joseph Gadier Johnson posted today. He said, we talk, we visited, we called, and we prayed with you, and you refused to take our counsel, our advice. Look and see what is happening now. Reverend Joseph Gadier Johnson posted that. We talk, we visited, we call, we pray, we pray with you, and you refuse to take our counsel. Look and see what is happening now. Let's skip to the next one. I think there should be another one from Lehman Bowie or George Warner. That's George, okay. So just after the incident happened at ERW Junction, George Warner posted, discipline. He posted discipline. So let me add because he with an exclamatory mark. He posted discipline. Like, hey man, discipline, man, discipline. What is going on? I know there's no lack of discipline, or there's a lack of discipline, or there's no discipline in the country. Nobody's doing anything. I mean, discipline is lacking. That's my interpretation. Discipline. This is happening because nobody is disciplining anybody. If it happened with the Fadiga brothers, if Joe Barker had taken action when it happened on Saturday on the Robert C. Highway, what happened on Monday with the police, with another involving another AFL officer? What's not going to happen? Then the second AFL officer subjected to police intimidation, harassment, and humiliation again. To speak, nothing has happened. The police has not said anything. The government has not issued a statement. Military personnel assaulted, beating, publicly beating. They closed tune off on him. And nothing. The other day I had a show here on Monday. You heard what I said on Monday? to sit down and see military personnel. It is risky that military personnel will be subjected to civilian intimidation. The case with the Fadiga brothers, as we speak, the government has not said anything. Do you think the military men were pleased? Do you really think they are pleased? Don't you think that? Don't you know they are human beings? They have feelings. They have prestige. Don't you think they deserve to be protected by the state? Don't you think they deserve to be honored and respected by the state? And two civilian brothers sat down, subject one of their men to intimidation. They injure him, they pepper spray him, and the government said nothing. Just on Saturday, it happened last week. On Monday again, another AFL personnel subjected to public disgrace, intimidation. They beat on him. You saw the video. They did. The government has not said anything. No UPS posted on Facebook to say this is wrong. Nothing. Nobody said anything about it. Two AFL officers manhandle. No UP person said anything to say this is wrong, to criticize it or to condemn it. None. Today's incident. This man, I'm told, he's appointed as ambassador ambassador for what? Ambassador at large for business or what kind of thing. He's called Ambassador Mohammed Ba. Was in Joe Barker's office. Just after the incident transpired at ERW Junction, he posted. He said, is this show of force? Is this a show of force? That you strong, that you get strength? He's asking, what the military wants to show now? Is it that they want to show that they're strong? Is it that they want to show that they got forced? That's why he's asking. He said wrong. He condemned it. He said it's wrong. He said this will be investigated. But this same man was here when a military personnel was beating pepper spray by the two Fadiga brothers. He's yet to post and condemn and describe it as wrong. He has not said anything. Political class. That's why I said online political class. Because the Fadiga brothers belong to a political class, so they can harass or intimidate or humiliate and beat on AFL personnel and go scot-free. And nobody criticizes their attitude from the Unity Party because they come from a political class. So the political class will protect them and ignore them, forgetting that a member of your country, a citizen of your country, was humiliated. But you protect the victim, the perpetrator, against the victim because the perpetrator is from your political class. So today, Namba has the gust to criticize, to condemn what happened today. But it happened in two different instances with two members of the military. Even Joe Barker has not opened his mouth to say anything. And everybody is sitting overlooking the incident. James got to come out. I think you got 2 or 3 more to play. Liman Bowie posted mediocrity versus excellence. Liberians must choose. She said one is a life of hardship and suffering, and the other a life of needs being met and a bright future. Tell me ready that Dima Bowie posted. Dima Bowie said, I want a Nobel Peace laureate. She posted. Let me respond to you quickly. Let me respond to this person. So she posted that. She posted that. She posted that. Mediocrity versus excellence. Everybody, oh yeah, if Baka does wrong or Fadiga does wrong, everybody's here. That's true. The man didn't do anything wrong. Everybody going because he's from a political class. Fake people. You blaspheme people. You mislead people. You yes sir to everything. Everything is good. You don't have the span. You don't have the gust. You don't have the balls to look in the face of your friend or your political ally and say this is wrong. And it undermines excellence. It undermines progress. Because if you cannot look in your leader's face and tell him or her that this is wrong, let's do it. I suggest we do it this way. This attitude or this behavior or this utterance from this government official is wrong. Let's advise or let's caution or let's punish him or her. It means you are not going to progress. Because the fact that you're not chastising any of your official, the fact that you're not chastising anybody who violates our laws only because they are member of your political class, hey, you are undermining growth. You are undermining excellence. And people who are found in mediocrity are people who are, most of them, they're better driven. They're grievance seekers. They're grievance seekers. Because they will not tell you what you need to hear or what you're supposed to hear, only because they're getting, amen. Only because they're getting the daily bread from you. So say, all hail, Bwaka hail, all hail, UP hail. Because everybody, no, this man does not want to criticize Fadiga before another class within the UP takes it against you, and then you lose your job, or you lose your space near the president, or you lose your space near the influential lawmakers in the UP. So let's ignore it, or let's celebrate their behavior. And there are a lot of them who have this mediocre ability around Joe Baka. And you see, when they do wrong, when the government goes wrong, they all come and intellectualize the wrongdoing. Then they want or they expect growth. Hey, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. If you want to be a leader, good leaders, in fact, sound leaders, wise leaders, experienced leaders, they do not subject their thinking. They do not subject their activities. They do not subject their rationalization. They do not subject their reasoning. They do not subject their analysis. They do not subject themselves to mediocrity. They don't. They always strive to rise above mediocrity. They always try to rise above it because they know that, hey, all these people around me, they will not tell me what I want to hear. I will always be right. Wise leaders, experienced leaders will say, my man, listen. Oh, that what happened here? Okay. Y'all investigate. Give me the report in 24 hours. The report ready? Give me the report. Let me read the report. Mr. Lawyer, can't sit down here. What's the interpretation of this? You rising above that. Because you want to know you want to jealously protect the reputation and the dignity of the office that you occupy. You do not want to let your family people down. You do not want to let down the people who stood in the rains and the sun to vote to campaign and vote you in office. So you rise above it. Good leaders rise up above mediocrity. Baka has not shown that. So when people like James Banney are saying Baka does not have the span, to take decisive steps, to take decisive actions that will see us make progress at every front, or at all front of the society, whether it's from the economic standpoint, from the agriculture, whether it's peace and security, whether it is the judiciary, whether it is the legislature. I mean, respect for the rule of law is lacking. What happened today was a disaster. What happened today was a complete disaster. And that's going to go down. It's going to go down in history. It's going to go down in history as the worst moment of because Bora just gone 1 year, few months. Has gone down in history as one of the worst moments of the Bouakas era. And if all of us do not pressure Joe Bouaka, he's not going to take any action against anybody responsible for these things that happen in the country. And that is why people are taking the laws in their hands. The military exercise tolerance. Yes, people will say they should have expanded their tolerance. They should have increased their tolerance. But no, not when the first one happened on Saturday last week. The second one happened just on Monday. Nobody saying anything. Nobody has done anything. Then they receive call again from the third person saying, "My man, I'm on a target at ELW Junction. The police men, they acting, they respecting me. I'm on the motorbike going to so place, and they are insisting I should get down from the motorbike and find taxi to go and leave the motorbike here with them. I'm saying I cannot leave the bike here with them. This is not a commercial motorbike. Besides that, I am an AFL personnel. I took my ID card. I've identified myself to them, and they are even forcing me off my motorbike, pulling me off the motorbike. After I identify myself, they are forcing me off the motorbike. So he had to call his men. What do you expect people to do at that point? Saturday happy. Nobody said anything. The government did not say anything. The government hasn't said anything, and the government is not going to say a thing. Just Saturday, civilians walk to police station and say, I've been in the presence of the police, and they dare the police and refuse to even write a statement to explain or narrate what transpired between they and the AFL personnel who they pepper sprayed. They say, we will not sit down on your bench. We will not write a single statement here. We're going to our house. We'll come back when we're ready to come back to you for investigation. The government has not said anything. When the military police went there, subjected themselves, sat down, wrote their statement, subjected themselves to the police, to a civil investigation, a civil process. Two civilians said they can't do it. They walked away. The military people issued long statement. I would have thought that by now the police will have ordered the arrest or announced the arrest of those two Fadiga brothers. If you want to fake a man, to appease the people in the barracks too. They are human beings. Nothing happened. The two Fadiga brothers are still on Facebook insulting people. And somebody tells me, but the people, they are military people, they're supposed to be patient and tolerant. The whole government, the entire government sit down. They beat the first one. The two civilians beat the first one and say, to hell the police, we're not subjecting ourselves to your investigation. The military people had to run as the complainant. To date, do you know that to date the police has not even called the military people for an investigation or to begin a real-time investigation into the beating of one of their men by the Fadiga brothers? Then just Saturday happened. Then Monday again. Another one got beaten for the same motorbike beating. See how they beat that ball. Nothing. The police did not say anything. They've not launched any investigation. And the worst of it is that I'm told that even a telephone call from the police to one of the senior persons within the military to say, sorry, we are doing this. They did not do it. Then today, the man get called. He say, I'm at here, W. Johnson. I'm under attack. They arrested police, arrested my motorbike, and they are refusing to allow me pass. And they are forcibly pulling me off my motorbike to impound the back. They say, yeah, let the men be there. Let it be the tell one again. Anybody will run in defense of their men. Anybody will do that. Anybody will do that. Because the government has proven to be incompetent. Just incompetent too. The government has proven to be very careless and lawless and irresponsible. And so people will take the laws in their hands. This is the society we have now, which is the wrong thing to do. But the government is compelling people to take the laws in their hands. See what happens today. What happened today with Winston Blatty, the Liberian journalist. The man have been running his show. He's critical of the vice president, the president, that budget had they overspend outside what was approved in the budget, all of that. Do you know that power theft people can go to your house and enter your house, choose, illegally enter your house and jump in the sling. And they had it there. They say they go to power theft way. Without your knowledge. That thing happened today. Power theft people went to the main house. The man was not home. The journalist was not home. Claim use dubious means and claim in the man's sling. We call it attic. Claim in the attic. And the man's wife is home. Then they can say she just hearing sound, in the attic there. That cat or rat or stuff. Nobody sound to heaven. So she was afraid. She called Winston and said, Winston Blatty, blah blah blah. I'm hearing sound in the sleep and blah blah. Winston ran to the house. Put your phone on camera. Folks, you won't believe that fellow, he won't be coming down from in your sleep or in your attic. Without your knowledge, that boy came down from the attic, enter in Winston's house, and say he power theft me. But if you power theft me, I thought you still come from my front door, come in my yard, tell me say you power theft me. We see your power theft people get hard. They get hard to go do that work. They will come to you and say they got all that tester and I'm running. They say, my man, we already have evidence. They will talk to you. But how come? Why did you even pass to claim in the main attic? You say you power theft. They came down and say you are under arrest. Let go. You stealing current. But how stealing current? They my meter here. That's all my information. What do you want from me to prove that I'm not stealing current? They said no. We can't talk to you. Let's go to the police station. What is that? If someone is on power theft, you will know. If someone is not power theft, you will know. There are things you have to answer them. Okay, provide you them. Besides that, you have tests. But guess what, folks? Do you know what the guy want to do in the attic? The plan was to entrap him, go to the attic and disconnect him and disconnect him from the legal line and put him on direct. That was the plan. And I'm very sure that he implemented the plan. So he sneaked in the main house, passed through the sling, then connected the man, disconnected the man real wire and connected him on direct. Then he can't see. Then he will go. The plan was go there, do the connection on direct. Then he used the SIM rat to go back. Then they will go to power to the main donor and go to him and say you on to your house on power theft because the man is critical of the government because they want to get at him. So they were entrapping him. Unfortunately for them, the lady was in the house. She heard the sound. She called Winston. Winston ran there. They saw him coming from in the city. The police supposed to arrest that man and subject that man to investigation for trespassing on the man's property. But you know what? The police said, let's go to the police station. You are arrested for power. You are under arrest for power theft. The man said, I'm not going to a jing way. And like what Winston did today. I'm not going to a jing place. How you illegally enter somebody's house? How will you illegally enter somebody's house How will you illegally enter somebody's house to go do power in the person attic? The person is not away. Somebody has to hear sound. Who up there? Then the man call horseman. He comes. And he say, put let on. They see the man coming down from in the attic. He say, power theft, man. I told Winston, I said, if I was down there, I was going to take an object. I was just going to start shouting, roll, 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 roll. In our community, the people are going to come. We're going to beat that bitch. I'm telling you. You intruded in someone's house to go do power theft from the attic. This is how lawless, irresponsible, and careless the government is. It's happening across all of the entities, or most of the entities, so to speak. Folks, you better tell me now, does that make sense to any of you? That power theft, some person will come to you and the person will not pass through your front door. The person will not pass through your back door. The person will pass you someone a hole and illegally enter money to sneak in your house and go in the attic. And because you are making sound, then somebody, what's my sound up there? You can't down now for in the attic. A power theft, man. That power theft people can go to people's house. So Winston said, I'm not going anywhere to the police station. It was good you went live. These are the things that are happening in this country. The government will sit down and plot to do lawless things in the name of politics or in the name of protecting political class. You subjected a whole group of representatives in this country to security search. You beat on a particular group of representatives in this country only because they did not support the side that you wanted in the House of Representatives. You beat them. They did. The government is still intimidating a particular group of lawmakers who do not belong, who do not belong to the political class of Joe Barker. Texas Sibo, Funanti Kofa, Frank Stafoko, Mabiko, Abu Kamane, they're still intimidating them, disrespecting them because they do not belong to a particular political class. Then we say we do not want people to take the laws in their hands. See what happened to the motorcyclists today? The motorcyclists are saying, and the guy is smart. He said, hey, better tell me. Taxi can make accident in the country. You can ban all the taxi drivers from all the taxis from riding in the city. Tricycles or the keke can make accident. You can ban all the tricycles from flying the street. You can go for the perpetrators. When car have accident, you can go for the vehicles, the drivers. You take a driver lesson, and you carry them, subject them to the traffic plate. You go investigate them. The two drivers involved, you can carry two of them. You go investigate them. Accident happened between driver and driver. I mean, taxi, the vehicles are sorry. So why accident happened between a motorcyclist and a truck driver? Instead, you going for the truck driver and the motorcyclist to go investigate them. Then he said, all the motorcycles don't enter Monrovia. That's the main logic then. That's the main reasoning. One way tested to test it, you can say the two tested drivers, you come for investigation. But when it is motorcycle or motorcyclists, then you say all motorcycles don't enter the city. They believe that is unreasonable and that's unfair to them. So they will take their own action or actions. Now, let's come to this point here before we go to do cash giveaway and money binning. Come to this point, you see, yeah. Sure. Exactly, people. That's exactly where I'm coming to. Exactly where I'm coming to. Somebody just sent me text exactly where I was about to. Where I was going. Excuse me. You see, Something happened today at that EAW junction, and this is the threat to our peace. The country is politically divided into two SARs, the UP SAR and the CDC SAR. That is a fact. Not that. What we witnessed today, where you see surveillance cheering the military and booing the police. Somebody said the police must refresh their minds about the clash between the police and the AFL after April 14, 1979 protests and see who became victorious. The chant for the military today is the same as 1979 and 1980, exactly where I was going. So the country is divided into two. The CDC one side, politically the CDC one side, the UP one side. There's a thin line between that division, that political divide, that 20,000 human beings between them. Of the 20,000 human beings, majority of them now are angry with you, with the government. So the number has significantly dropped. It means the government, the UP side is the most unpopular side in the country right now. The government, the UP side is unpopular. Now, to start sensing or witnessing division within the security sector, two key components of the security sector, the police and the military. Not just that, but the citizens, to see them booing the police and calling you criminals and roll, and booing you and cheering for the military, clapping for them. Hey, there is a danger ahead, oh. There is a danger ahead of you, Joe Barker, and your government. There is a danger ahead of Joe Barker and his government. You guys have to go and sit down and refresh your minds. Review your strategy. When you start to deny people their rights, their basic or fundamental human rights, the right to assemble, the right to protest, the right to freedom of movement, freedom of speech. When you start to suppress those rights, what you are doing is you are growing anger. You are suppressing their rights. You are growing anger. And when the cup is filled, that the people can no longer contain the anger, it will not spill over. It will burst into tension and violence that the government will not be able to contain. The strength of that protest, the strength of that tension, the strength of that violence, the government will not be able to contain the strength, the force from that anger, because you kept it for long. You build it up for them. As you keep them, it gets stronger. So when it comes outside, when it opens up, it becomes strong and terrifying for the government to withstand. All these people you see in police uniforms, they too have political sides. They too have their own disagreements with the government. They are displeased with the salaries. When push comes to shove in this country, some of the police or most of those police officers will drop their arms or exchange or trade their arms and wear plain clothes and run away or become a civilian. We saw here in 1979, 80. All the police maintain the civilian people, some maintain the rebel people. To my good friend Greg, what happened today in your presence? To see people booing you, the police booing you, the public. You are supposed to put the people's lives that you are supposed to protect and their properties. That was a Martin Luther King said it was a note of no confidence. That was a note of no confidence in you. A vote of no confidence in you. The decision of those people to boo the police today is a note or a vote of no confidence in the police. Today, the people cast a vote of no confidence in the police. Now, go do your rounds with seamlessly. Nowhere you will see the people will cheer you. And some of you might want to rationalize or start to intellectualize this again and say, my man, the people, law enforcement officers are not loved by the people. And that's not true. Mediocrity. They will start telling you, my man, law enforcement officers are not loved by the people. Because once you're enforcing law, people will not like you. That's not true. That's a misconception about law enforcement. When you are doing the right thing, enforcing the laws the right way, investigating criminals or perpetrators of violence and things, arresting people who are connected to secret killings in the country, the people will like you. But when you are doing the wrong things, or you're not effective on your job, the people will not like you. They do not like you. They boo you because you are not doing the right thing in their eyes and in their wisdom. That's why they are booing you, not because of different reason. In the worst case, where the military decides to take over the citizens today, but today's incident shows that the citizens will support and stand with the military to take over the government. Because Bouaka has failed. Bouaka is just a mess of a puppet. Just sitting in he's just occupying that space. Nothing we can get out of Joe Bouaka. If any of you sitting and dreaming that Joe Bouaka is going to give you anything in terms of quality leadership, you are fooling yourselves. And I'm telling you tonight, if you are a UP person or some supporter of Joe Bouaka and thinking that Joe Bouaka can make a comeback to give you anything, you're wasting your time. Joe Bouaka has nothing substantive or substantial to give you. Joe Bouaka is already a decorated failure. You can't get anything out of him. He's a decorated failure. That's how these things are happening. You take a man who rides wheelchair, who sits in wheelchair at his home all day, cannot even read or keep his eyes alert. He cannot keep his eyes alert for 1 minute on paper. You take paper and put it in geography for 1 minute. He can't keep an eye on it for 1 minute. He's unable. How can you take our country, a whole country, and give it to the kind of man who cannot hold paper and look in the paper for 1 minute straight? If you take that, you take a whole country and give it to him, and yes, you expect that they may be effective. When the military decides to take over the country, which some of us may support, the citizens will stand with them. The citizens will stand with them because the citizens have already started supporting them. Imagine a policeman is being beaten, is being flogged by the military, and the citizens are clapping their hands. And somebody say, yo, don't talk about it. That's not good, that's bad. What is bad? You guys have been the perpetrators of lawlessness in this country. The government officials. The government officials. And the senior government officials too. From the minister, from the president, to the vice president, to the senators, to the representatives, and the minister of justice, at every level of seniority in the Bouaka's government, they have been the ones leading the violation of our laws. When people misbehave or violate the laws, who come from the political class of Joe Bouaka, the government does nothing, the government says nothing. When it happens to the people from the other side, the government goes in and use force and use violence to repair or to neutralize or to engage or to solve problems. You go to Kinjor, you discharge live bullets on peaceful protesters, armless protesters. You go to Bombing County, you intimidate and beat people protesting against Western Cluster. You go to Broadville, you discharge live bullets against armless civilians. You go to Red Light the same way. You go to Douala the same thing. You go to ELW the same thing. You go to... Imagine police brutality on the increase. Everywhere you go, market women say police people can harass them. Motorcyclists complain that police can harass them. Taxi drivers complain that police can harass them. Every sector of the society that comes in contact with the police, they complain about harassment, about violence, about brutality. What do you think is going to happen? The people will boo you because they don't like you. The morale of the police is at its lowest level ever in the history of the Liberia National Police. It says to you, my friend Greg, that you have a huge tax. You have a huge tax. Some of the reasons why the people are just hating the police, they are glaring. You think people are satisfied when they sit down watching Facebook Live and they see Freedom FM Live? They see lawmakers, one group of lawmakers car are being subjected to a group of police officers. Get out from the car. The lawmakers must even get out from their cars and walk in. And another group car, they come in convoy. You allow all of them to pass. The people see these things, they know that the police are serious people. Because they know. Imagine what happened to Yeke Koloba's car. Just imagine police officers taking instruction from Rachel Kuhn. Say, I'll go for a drilling machine and drill a car and take it and push it from here. Do you think Liberians are stupid people? Liberians are not stupid people. They know that these things are being orchestrated because a political party is in power. So they are protecting their political party people and they are targeting or going after the people who are not members of their political party. You are creating anger, tension in the country. The country is on time. Look, every day I'll tell you, Joe Biden, I don't have any hope. There is no hope in this country, for this country under Joe Biden. You ask him to now, I'll tell you, Joe Biden must step down. I'll tell you. Any day, I'll tell you, Joe Biden, he has to resign. I'll tell you this. You ask me, I'll tell you, repeatedly, every day I come on this radio, I'll repeat the call for Joe Biden resignation. Biden has to resign and turn the country over. Let people try, just manage it for the next 4 years, and then we can transition the country to somebody more serious, more strong, more on the alert, more effective, and more energized to run this country. His own people questioning James Biden, all questioning his ability. Everybody is angry. Everybody who voted him, who supported him, everybody is angry. Everybody who did not even support him had doubts in his ability. Say, Joe, we go to the kind of Joe, did not pass through our infrastructure. Well, our educational one, he didn't pass through our infrastructure. So we don't see him as our own. They may who claim to pass through the infrastructure. Let's try him. I'm not voting for him, but then let me just sit down and not talk. And let's see whether he will win. Whether he will win. When he wins, that's it. He wins the election and he's disgracing everybody. Do you still want us to tell you Joe Biden should go? Do you know what's going to happen if Joe Biden continues presiding over this country? Sitting in as president? Some of us were aware that for the last 6 to 7 months, Joe Biden has not read one document, public policy document. Even the arrest agenda, Biden has not seen that document. He has not sat down to read up that document. Yes, I know that. Biden has not read the arrest agenda for prosperity. He has not read that document. Imagine your whole president, his own agenda. He has not read that agenda. And you go in the sky, you come down. Baka will never read that agenda because he doesn't have the capacity to read the agenda because of the volume. He's not able to sit down and he can't even do it. He can't. So he does not even know what's in that agenda. That's why when he went to Dar es Salaam, they asked him a question about our green economy. He could not even say anything because it's in the arrest agenda. What Liberia wants to do, the challenges the challenges about our green economy, the challenges are identified in the arrest agenda. What Liberia wants to do to address the lapses and the defaults with our green economy, everything in the arrest agenda. But cannot read that thing. Because if I read that thing, he was going to say, you are going to give good answer in Dar es Salaam even for that summit. That's exactly what they asked him about. He has not read the agenda. He doesn't know what's in it. Why should we keep this man as president for our country? He has to go. As dull and dummy as Jeremiah Kun is, at least the fact that he has energy, he has constitutional term left in the presidency or the vice presidency, I think I prefer him. Because he do kind of be one of people, maybe people that will be scary, or some people that will be overly corrupt. They will not come from UPU with the arrogance and all of that. Maybe it will help small. But Baka has to resign. I mean, he has to resign. Turn our country over to us, go back to Wasonga. You're not able the country. You go up, you come down. You're not able the country. Liberia could have escalated into civil war today. Into civil war. I'm telling you. This country survived civil war today. Liberia survived civil war, and that was yeah. Sit down and imagine. Ask yourself, when the military invaded ELWA today and chased those police officers out, if they had stayed on the scene on the arrival of the police, the ERU and PSU officers who are also armed, are you all imagining how disastrous that situation would have been today? It would have been chaotic. It would have been bloody than what it was. Lives would have lost today. For a fact, if those two groups had met today in the mood that I saw those AFL officers in, lives would have gotten lost today. But now maybe we stay hearing concern in the country. Because if you discharge one bullet against the military men, they will not back down. They will identify all of you and go after all of you. Today, Liberia survived our first civil war today. We survived this one today. And they should send a message to Joe Baka, to our good friends from the US. The last time we were here, I had some things to say to the Americans, and I said to them, I said to you, the US, you guys have been our traditional partners. Nobody in this country hates Joe Baka because he's Joe Baka. We hate what he is doing to our country. That's not him. If he was not in the presidency, we would have nothing to do with Joe Baka. And I said to the Americans, I will say this tonight. You all sat down. You saw what happened today. Exactly what we're telling you. It's better to the Americans interfere with our sovereignty to save or rescue our peace or save our peace or protect our peace. They don't sit by and say, oh, Liberia is an independent country and she's unable to run. I mean, we can't be interfering with their activities, and sit down. Then our country run into chaos, into war. Then you start sending your American people taxpayers money here to start building display centers and all of that. You see today, you say, American people money. Oh, they will cry. Oh, Liberia is a sovereign nation. America should not interfere with our politics, and America should not interfere with our activities. America just will just suspend all you say funding to Liberia for 90 days. Our foreign minister say we should go pray. We should hold fast and pray. Not 40 days, 40 days. Just $52 million. Oh. America say we're holding it for 90 days. Our foreign minister say then go hold fast and pray for 90 days. 40 days and 40 nights. Then I see some of you sitting talking about, so why should America interfere with our sovereignty? I heard for the family saying that thing the other day at Capitol Building. I was like, what do you guys offer? Do you really know your country? Do you know what a sovereign nation is? Does any of you think that Liberia is a sovereign nation? A nation that does not even grow or own stable food? And you're talking about sovereignty? You know what a sovereignty is? You have to be the first in any country that is not economically independent. You can't be boasting and talking about sovereignty. You can't feed yourself. Is that a man and a woman in the home? The woman working, the man not working. You depend on the woman to feed the home. And this morning, I'm the man in the house here. I'm the man in the house. I'm the man in the house. Hey, come here, you man. You get man because of your private part. When it comes to responsibility that you're supposed to stake in the home as the man, you're not man. You woman. That's how Liberia looking. You get nothing for yourself. You can't even feed yourself. Then you hold the smile talk about America and say, oh, you all be talking about, oh, America can interfere with our sovereignty. What kind of sovereignty you have? What sovereignty do you have? Ghana is consuming 90%. Ghana is growing 90% of what she eats. Ghana. Nigeria, the same. They are growing a significant portion of what they eat in their country. So they're not importing what they eat. Ghana, Nigeria, they're not importing a staple food. They're growing what they eat. They can boast of their sovereignty. Rwanda, all of those East African countries, they can boast of their independence, of their sovereignty, because they're able to stand up on their own and say, we can stay on our own. Ghana instructed her foreign minister say, and I 101 million, okay, 100, that thing has 103 million. Identify new revenue streams, and let's find the money to fill in the gap created in the budget because of USAID suspension. What did Liberia talking here? Liberia said we should go fast and pray. When Ghana has already identified alternative sources of funding to fill the 101 million gap created in their budget because of USAID suspension. Nigeria, or East African countries, they are taking steps. They are finding solutions to their problems, short-term, immediate solutions. We are here complaining about fast and pray. If somebody tells me that Liberia should be going, Liberia is supposed to be going among people and be talking about sovereignty. 1847, you were the oldest nation, independent nation in Africa. You still can grow your own staple food rice. And you're talking about sovereignty. So I say this to the Americans. If you guys do not, for me, every day, any day, even if I become president and I cannot do what my people expect me to do for them, I will tell America, hey, interfere with our politics. Interfere with our governance system. If your interference with our governance system will restore calm and restore law and order in our country, interfere with our politics and our governance process. You won't go to the people to beg them for money. They don't want them to dictate to you. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? You go to America for everything. Even for you to respect your own rules, to respect your own laws, you have to run to America. You are violating all your laws. That the very American people help you to give you money to sponsor them to pass. And you violating all your PPCC law, your code of conduct, everything the president and all the lawmakers, his officials, they are violating all of our laws. The Americans are sitting watching, but we're waiting for $51 million to come put in our budget again for photo education, for very new training. But we are violating all of our laws. We are corrupting the system. When America wants to intervene, say, oh, America should not interfere with our sovereignty. Which sovereignty do you have? You can feed yourself. Your own drinking water to have safe drinking water in this country will depend on you save money to kind of help us to expand water supply across the country. They put the project in Grand Cayman County, the project in Sueju, the project in Kakata, the project in Grand Cayman, the project in Bombay. All of our water expansion project in this country under LWSC are all sponsored by USAID, the American people money. Water to drink. USAID. Then we are talking about sovereignty, and America should not interfere with our governance system or our politics. America, I'm telling you, interfere. You have every reason to interfere with our politics. If these military men have ransacked those police officers today, and by now we're shooting guns in this country, everybody will be running to the American embassy for shelter. Everybody will be running to the American embassy for shelter. We saw it here. Everybody can be running Greystone. Everybody is running Greystone. Everybody is running Greystone. When it comes to our law, restoring law and all of them, we say America should not interfere with our governance process. But we are a lawless group of people in this country. The government officials are the first group of people that are extremely lawless and disrespectful and rude to the citizens. They don't respect any rule. They find pleasure, they find comfort in violating all of our laws. See how you want to remove your speaker. The Americans are watching you. See what you're doing. Your own budget. You say you spend this amount of money. You spend 50 million. You go, you let everybody say, okay, we spend 50 million a year. You pass it. You go, you spend 68 million. Why? A clear violation. But the president benefited, the president office benefited, the legislature benefited. So who will talk? Nobody will talk. The citizens feel the pinch. They did not have money to increase civil servant salaries, but they have money to spend more than what they approve in their budgets. And you say America should not interfere with our politics. So do you all want us to go to war? Because if America says that and does not interfere, it means we are going to war. La people is just on time bomb. That time bomb la people is sitting on. See, that thing that happened today, that thing will have escalated beyond our control. And we'll all be totally bundled and running to the US embassy for shelter. Only because the government is lawless. And the police arrested the Fadiga brothers, detain them until Monday and investigate them and process them and charge them and send them to court and indict them. You really think what happened today would have happened? How can you have two people say the Fadiga brothers and they are above the law? The Americans are watching. You go back to go beg them for money. They'll tell you no. You're going to do your thing. And you say you won't be loose. You'll be loose. We don't have money for you. If Donald Trump wants to give consideration to countries after the 90 days, Liberia will not be on that list. Because the US embassy here is watching, is tracking everything we're doing here. The US embassy knows that we are not financially disciplined. The embassy knows. The embassy is aware that Joe Biden spent more than what the legislature approved for him to spend. Where did he take the extra money from? the embassy is aware that the legislature spent far over 28% of the budget that was approved for them to spend. The embassy is aware, and you go back to go beg them for money. They will not do it. And then you say they should not interfere with your government, but you want that money? That's not possible. Joe Biden has to go. That's all I can. That's how I'm going to conclude. Joe Biden has to go. He can't run the country, and he has to go. And all of us must join in hands to call on Biden to leave the presidency and go sit down somewhere. Let's give it to somebody. Let's give it to somebody. He has to go. He can make it. He tried, but it's difficult. He can make it. He just can't make it. It's difficult. Papa in wheelchair. In the email, he came to the executive mansion. So they put his thing from the play in the office. They put in wheelchair because he can be walking all around thing, and he can be sitting in one place again. They make him sit down one place. He should not sit one place for long. He should not. He can't be walking around for long. He has to rest. So he enter executive mansion. They have to put him in wheelchair. As soon as you go to the hall, if I think they can bring the wheelchair to the car, they take him from inside and set him in the wheelchair and roll him in the house. So nobody in the country to be president for us. Even if they don't want Joe William, so what did happen? So coming out, a Baka can be president for the country. Sick-headed Baka can be president for this country. That Kumis can be president for this country. West case, you didn't want Joe William. West case, you did not want Joe William. You take Baka. Everybody well in their heads. The only sick man amongst everybody who contested to be president at Joe Biden, we took the sick man and made him president over all the people who are well. They just say America and other countries should take us serious. You gotta take yourself serious first before other people start taking you serious. You question me on the Sogo. You looking dead or rage and rage it. You see people sitting at a party or a gallery, you go there, you want to see the person here, the person get hand to boss you, then you give it. Oh man, you don't want to see my hand. Why you think it's special? You think extra more than me, better than me? No. You see the man looking clean, come in clean. You can't, you looking dead from laying down in the jumper. Then you say them, you give the man shake your hand, the man should shake your hand. The man refuses to shake your hand, then you get issue. If you want the man to shake your hand, then go take and look clean that the man will shake your hand. That Liberia case there. That Liberia case. Let's take about 7 calls and go home. 0776 104 104 0886 500 104, and the WhatsApp number is +231 886 500 104. Let's take 7 calls and go home tonight on the show. My name is Austin Kawa. Let's hear this person. Hello. This is Austin. This is not KOK.
How you doing?
I'm okay. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
You know, the people in Nigeria, just want to we pray, want to see President Baga.
Hello. Let's hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me be fun to you. I can always say this. My name is Carol. To be fun, I'm very desire to be called on the show, but what's really going on in our country it is not good. Let me be fun to you. For a military man to be displayed, it is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. It is bad. It displays our entire country. Let me be fun to you. You see this? You have been talking it, and people are not listening. People don't want to understand, especially the hierarchy of our nation. They don't want to understand. They don't look at them, continue to break the law. And if they continue with this, our country will continue to go down to zero level. And it is not good at all. It is not good. So there is the need that heart of our people. Let me be
Thank you. Thank you very much. I agree with you. This country will just degenerate into lawlessness as it has already happened, and then further degenerate into violence and chaos and civil unrest. Hello. Hello, let's hear you. Let's hear you. Go ahead. Hey, man. What's happening to you? I calling. Hello?
All the time.
This is Austin. What do I sound like? What? Do I sound like Oliver?
Yeah, what's like?
Okay, go ahead.
Austin, good evening, dear brother.
How are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. My name is Hussein. And Hussein Kiawu, I call you from my district office in Jerusalem. Listen to the different analysis. I want to appreciate you for the hard critique and the criticism and recommendation. For some of us who support the Unity Party, we will never get tired listening to you guys and recommending to the SPA. Because I think it is good. What I think your criticisms or critique of the government is not intended to destroy or wanting to see Liberia not progressing. So I know the intent are good, so we listen and follow.
Thank you.
But let me say this, my dear brother, Oxford. It is good sometimes to be criticized. I want many of your callers that whenever there are issues and there are topics like you come up with, you can criticize and make recommendations to government.
Thank you, Hussein. My don't go ahead. Hussein? Just conclude now because I have to take other callers.
Yeah, so to encourage all of your callers, they have to see, after your critique and criticism, please recommend the government and we'll be taking into consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Information Minister. My head don't go ahead. Good evening.
The real information minister, that one there, he want to know whether the Tina guru, a guru, he can get the thing. That how he looking. Then he can say, that we the one you can get chance. The thing that he can be talking something a goody. Because of what? What you doing it for? You care what you doing it for? What you doing it kind of thing to people for? That like it? You like the people? You see, I'm suffering in a place that you do not look at the thing that happened today. When the first walking, you are not born. Some of you are not born. You know where it came from? They see army doing they want. The police very rude, Austin. The police are rude.
Yeah, most of them are aggressive. Most of them are aggressive.
When they're taking the people from on the south wall, when you going to buy your market, when the people say they're going from on the south wall to go inside, they will be beating no women with the racket. Sometimes you go low, we don't want to go back there. When you talk, they say you move from there. You come back from the point that have to answer people. Look, I would tell for the army people to beat the police and the IG. That's what I wanted to do.
Thank you. She wanted to put the army people to beat the police and the IG. Oh, you wanted to beat the IG? That time we will pack our bono because the policemen were going to retaliate equally in similar manner. Hello?
Yeah.
Let's hear you, ma'am.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Yeah, this is Annie Mola calling.
Go ahead, Annie.
Yeah, as the topic tonight, I'm so glad that today I'm able to call because Monday I called no way. I just want to tell you that Liberia is economically spiritually. And when Liberia continues as a year August, it will be very, very difficult. It is not a good sign. It is not a good sign. We need to put everything aside and do the right thing.
This is not about Joya. This is not about anybody. It's about Nigeria. It's about it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll take 2 more and go home. 2 more calls. Let's hear you. Hello? Hello? Oh, man. Oh. I think we'll go because somebody pushing, the other person push you, other person push you off. Hello? Let's hear you quickly.
My name is Prince Kekula, calling from Tuesday.
Okay.
The only thing I got to tell the people is because today, for our way motorcycle, we say and let all carry to the American Embassy. Because I tell the first one is that for all my only get them for now to money. At the time, it was here at home. Because the program you can forget what the sugar eat in your soup. When you eat the soup, you don't forget what it. So, I tell the first time you see one day, you come in also for like, put allowed to issue up and say, we're not go to town. Monday, we'll do our own. I tell the first one you see, we'll act.
Thank you. Thank you. Monday, the motorcyclists are coming outside. I followed their activities today. They went to the Ministry of Justice, then they went to the U.S. Embassy, and they say they are coming outside on Monday to demand the government and announce their action to the government. So we will follow on Monday to see what their actions will look there or what their actions will include. But folks, let's say thanks to all of you, man. It was a nice time being here. We hope we can be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Oh, yesterday when I was too beat up. You have to, after tonight, then you go home, man. Maybe I reach you around 11, 15 or stuff because the road is bad. I can just go through the bell. Yeah, small different notes. You have to go rehearse and then you have to wake up in the morning to take the kids to school. And from there you go to work. You forgot all the small things they were doing, you know. And then you can, so we have less sleep. So my people can be forgiving me. Say, my man was in your brother just looking to see what you can get fired. Yeah, what am I you? My man, no sleep. I ain't resting. But whatever the case is, we shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Thanks to all of you for listening. Thanks to all of you for following.
Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation.
Bye-bye.
Oh, you got nothing to show. Nothing. So, why? The government should lie. Why? But the question that we have, they lie.